Interestingly, Sherman Hemsley originally, who was George Jefferson on Jeffersons, and the Jeffersons was a spinoff of All in the Family, turned down a role on being on All in the Family. Then he came back 2 years later. But there was another guy who played George Jefferson. But it's interesting how it worked out. So by turning it down, it got him a chance to come back and then getting it sharper for the spinoff. And sometimes you don't have those opportunities, but he was a theater actor, Sherman Hemsley was. So it made logical sense that you don't pursue it always, that you stick to your guns. It was a smart move because had he jumped out early, he may not have been as sharp for it. And TV is a different dynamic than the Broadway. Even though it's performed of a live audience, it's different when you have takes as opposed to when you're up on the stage. So Sherman Hemsley had turned down All in the Family originally, and then he came back a couple years later, and then his role was there, but he fit better. They had auditioned someone else and did it, but he was a better fit. So normally it stuck with him. Sometimes that don't work out. It's a crazy story when you hear about it because sometimes someone can actually see you in a light that you don't see, and they see you pursuing that role, and then when it actually becomes a reality, then it's like, wow, you really did it. You were the right fit for it, and we're glad that we got you. Of course, when you think about Sherman Hemsley, you can't help but think of George Jefferson and the George Jefferson dance and him and Wheezy and everything, and it was iconic. And it's a shame that they didn't get their full just due, the totality, because what they really represented, arguably one of the most important couples on TV. Their chemistry was undeniable. The way that they hit, the impact that they had, and they were the couple that one of those couples you look so forward to seeing, George and Wheezy. So that carried over into other TV shows. Other, I seen him on other shows, and I gotta remember that when he was an A Man, and I'm trying to think, uh, he never had another TV wife. It's fact when they did the episode of Martin, and I think they were a movie they were in together. Can't think of it right now. They were husband and wife, so they just fit. Sometimes it became it's like a catchphrase when you think about George and Wheezy. So um, they belong together. They really did. And so, yeah, it's interesting. He had turned down All in the Family, and then he came back to it, and then it proceeded to fit in because the other actor, who was a very good actor, can't think of his name right now, but he's a very good actor.